Hello guys, welcome to another Honda Element video. Today I'm going to show you how to install the stainless steel brake lines. So this is going to be an upgrade. This is from Element Driven. I'm going to leave the link in the description. And also guys, I'm going to upgrade the front brake pads for the TSX front brake pads. So I don't gonna have the all Element brake calipers, rotors and brake pads anymore. And let me show you what I got here guys. So I got this brake caliper which is from a TSX. Going to leave link on the description of all these products guys. So it's a little bit heavier than the OEM one, and it has a bigger piston. It's a bigger caliper, supposed to give you more stopping power than the regular one. It should be more responsive, and it comes with some of the hardware. So it comes with a new brake line ball, the washers, and these shims. So that's pretty cool. And then I got these Wagner brake pads, which also I like. These ones are pretty good quality brake pads, and it comes with these shims. I don't want to use these ones because we already have that one over there. You guys can always go with any part that you like. I'm just going with this right now. Let me show you the brake rotor, which is bigger also than the OEM one that comes in the car. And this one is from Brembo, which is a really good brand guys. These stainless steel lines, it comes 4 in a set. I'm just showing you 2 right now so I can have enough space here. So this is one for the rear or one for the front. The rear one is smaller guys. You guys can see one is smaller than the other one. The longer one is for the front, so just keep that in mind. Also I got these clips for the brake lines. They are OEM. You might need them, you might not, depending of how like rusted is yours. And here is the part number. And also this kit guys comes with 4 lines. Like I say, I'm just showing 2, one in the rear, one in the front, and it comes with also their own like bolts, the brake line bolts, and the 2 new washers for each line. So that's pretty cool. So now let's move to the element, and we're gonna start first guys by installing the rear brake line. So every time that you're working in brakes or like in the brake fluid guys, or removing like calipers or brake lines, always when you bleed it, then you just have to start from the farther wheel to the steering wheel. So let me show you better. So right here is where we sit right to drive. This is the driver's side. So since right now we're gonna have to bleed all the brake calipers since we are removing the brake lines, then I will highly recommend you to start by doing the rear right, and then you move to the other side, the rear left, and you move to the front right, and then you move to the front driver's side. So that will be a proper way to do like a brake bleed. So that's why I want to start that way. I already did that one guys, just to speed up the job, and I'm going to show you how to do the rear over there, and then I'm going to show you how to do the front one right here. Okay, so just try to follow that sequence, but like I said, just to speed up the video, I'm going to do that side, and then I'm going to move to this side. Wheel is out guys, and make sure that you're using a floor stand. Okay guys, so if you come in the back of the caliper is a 40mm ball, so we are going to remove this. And also if you follow the line guys, it's held by this little bracket over there. We hold by a 12mm ball, and then it's held by this like bracket that is welded to the frame. So we're gonna remove this. Is a 10mm, and also we are going to remove this clip. And then guys, to remove this one, it's a 10mm, but I highly recommend you to use this branch right here, which is like an open box. The difference between this one and the other one, which is just, let's say, a regular 10mm like this, is like, because this one has more points, is less chances to like damage this. These lines guys are pretty easy to damage, so make sure that when you do this, you are using the proper tool. Okay, So highly recommend you to do this. And then this is a little bit loose now. I'm just gonna put it back. Okay, so to remove this clip, I'm going to use a flat screwdriver. Go through the opening over there that has this clip, and then you're just gonna like kind of twist this or move clockwise. I just noticed with a flat screwdriver it's really easy to remove. There it is. And we are going to reuse this ball to reinstall the new bracket that comes in the new line. And you guys can see this is now loose, and then we come in the back here, and then as soon as we remove this one, guys, then try to have the line ready with the washer, so that way you can do the less mess as possible, because it's gonna leak some brake fluid. Okay, so let me bring a bucket to install it here, and let me prepare the lines so I can have everything set up for the installation. Okay guys, so I have everything ready here. So this is the end of this part, and this end, guys, is the one that comes in the caliper. Like I was saying before, make sure like this vent right here matches the vent or the position where you're gonna install it back on the caliper. Okay, and then it comes with this new ball, which is really nice. So you install one washer, and then of course you put it through here, and then this washer goes like in the bottom of this right here, and then you install it like that. Okay guys, so one big tip is like once you remove the old ball, make sure that both washers are out, because sometimes the washers, they will get stuck over there, and then you will have two washers and it might leak in the future. So if you guys notice, this bracket is different from the OEM bracket. This one has just one hole, and this one has two holes, but doesn't matter guys, everything is gonna work perfect. We're just gonna use one hole to hold it. And guys, from the kit, the smaller line is the rear side, the longest or the longer line is the front side. So make sure you pick the proper line. And if you guys gonna buy this through elementdriven.com, they have different lengths, because some people maybe they want to leave their elements in the future, or they already lifted, so you can buy these lines a little bit bigger. Even if it's not lifted, you can buy bigger ones, no problem, if you are thinking to lift it in the future. So let's install this now, and let's start by removing the ball right here on the caliper. Make sure to remove it. It's gonna leak a little bit of fluid. Then both washers are out, so I already make sure of that. And guys, you see how is the position of this line goes like that. So we want to do the same thing with a new line, which is gonna be, so it's gonna go like this. It's gonna go like that. Then I install the ball with the washer on top, and then another washer in the bottom, and then make sure that you do this. You make sure that you tie this ball by hand all the way first, guys. You don't want to damage those threads. There it is. It's all the way by hand. Then you use the ratchet and tie it. Don't over tie this, guys. It's very easy to over tie this. Just when you feel like it stops, go a little bit more, and that's it. Make sure that you clean this. You don't want to have oil residue around it, because later when we step on the brakes, that's the way that we can check if there is no leaks. Okay, so that one is done over there. Let me show you better. That one is nice and tight. I follow the shape of this line. Don't worry about this bracket yet. This bracket can move. Just make sure you go under this. And then now guys, what we are going to do is install this line right here. It's gonna be pretty easy. This one is almost loose, so we're just gonna loose it up all the way. This one is out, then you just pull on the line, and then you reinstall the newer line. Just make sure that this is aligned together. You can always install the clip too, so that way it helps you up to hold this line in place. So there it is, it's all the way there. So now this is not gonna move, and then you're gonna be able to install this metal line easier than if you were fighting with this and this one was moving without the clip. So now This is a hand tie, and then I'm going to use my 10mm open box wrench and tighten it. You can always use a 17mm wrench. Let me show you right here. That way you can hold the line from the back. This is the cool thing about this line. Like, if you guys notice, you can hold it from there. It's a 17mm, and that way you can tie this so the line won't damage. So that's pretty nice that they provide with this nut right here. So there it is, nice and tight. And that should make it, guys. Now, very good idea to clean this. I'm gonna use some brake cleaner all over there, and that should make it. Now we remove this old brake line, we put it on the bucket, and then you guys can always route this new bracket. Let me show you, like this. So you guys can find like any position that you want. You don't want to have like a curly line because that's gonna cause problems. Make sure like it goes as straight and it follows a pattern all the way to the caliper, okay? And after tightening this ball, guys, I'm going to bleed it. So what I do first, guys, is open it and just leave it open for a little bit. Sometimes it will start dripping some brake fluid, and then I will close it. That's just gonna make the job easier. And then make sure that you have enough brake fluid in the reservoir. So I already top it off all the way. So now I'm going to get the help of my nephew. So she's going to help me to bleed the brakes. Hey guys, so I installed this hose with this like bottle just so I don't make a mess when I'm bleeding the brakes. And I have my 10mm ready. And now my nephew is gonna help me to bleed the brakes. Hi, Fanny.
Hi.
Thank you for helping. So what are you gonna do?
I'm going to press the brake 3 times, and at the 3rd time, I press it all the way down and I hold it.
Perfect. Okay, press it. 2, 3, hold it. And while she's holding the brakes, guys, I'm going to open this, and you're gonna see fluid coming through this hose. There it is. That's what you want. So far so good. We're gonna do that a few times until the brake pedal feels good, and then we are going to install the wheel back. Everything should be good, and then we're gonna move to the other side. So let's do it one more time. Go again, Fanny. 1, 2, 3. Hold it. There it is. Okay, guys, so this side is done, and just make sure like you step on the brakes a few times, and then before you install the wheel back, make sure there is no leaks over there, make sure there is no leaks over here. And now let's move to the front, and in the front I'm going to show you how to do the brake caliper, TSX conversion, brake rotor, brake pads, and the lines too.